Marry me, witches. This is Graybeard Crowfather coming to you on a Friday night video, and normally I wouldn't be doing this Friday night video, but I'd normally do it for next Friday. But we ended up having a little bit change in our plans for our Samhain celebration. One of our circle members ended up getting sick, that person being me, and I had to get a COVID test. And due to that, we ended up having to cancel our meeting for that day, or for tomorrow. So tomorrow is the actual day of Samhain, and I figured, why not just go ahead and make a video for you tonight and have you guys check it out and see me with my full regalia on. And I just had a candle go out. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is for tonight, give you ideas of what you can do for tomorrow as far as Samhain is concerned. So what we would normally do is have a circle gather together, and then we'd put pictures of our loved ones who have passed through the veil on the altar. And that's basically what you're going to be celebrating for Samhain. It's the time of the year when the god actually does die and pass through the veil. And at that time too, we also celebrate the life of loved ones who have passed through the veil and honor and remember them, and even ask them if they would like to come and celebrate with us for that one time of the year. So this video is going to be a little bit shorter than I would normally make it, but what you can do is when you are celebrating, and most likely you're celebrating on your own, set up a little sacred area, small sacred area where you'll be able to practice, you'll be able to actually celebrate without being bothered. Put a picture of a loved one who may have recently passed through the veil, and also what you can do is put something on your altar to excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. Had a kitty cat who was about to knock over my camera box. Put something on the altar that you can use to honor the god as he passes through the veil. Maybe a glass of wine, a glass of some juice, some fruits, some flowers, whatever you deem fit, or whatever you think that you'd like to go ahead and use to honor the god. Put that on the altar for yourself. So you can set it up any way you like, the picture, the offering. Then what you want to do is basically just sit and reflect upon both the god and how he has affected your life in these times since you started practicing. And also you want to reflect upon that person who has passed through the veil and how they've affected your life and what they've done for you and how they've helped you and how they may still continue to help you down the road. Then, if you would like to, make a little plate of something to eat for yourself, and also put one on your altar as basically a dumb supper or offering for the god or that loved one. And then once the day is over, you can take that offering and put it outside and let nature have it as it should be. Anything else that you might have as far as an idea of what you want to do to celebrate is totally up to you. Again, this is a day when we honor those who passed through and honor the death and passing of the god. There are many other things that you can do if you don't have the ability to set up an altar and worship. You can visit a cemetery. I know that on Reddit we have the one user, a guy who's from Wales, Alan from Wales. He likes to go and sit and meditate in the cemetery. If you want to do that as your way of celebrating, it's perfectly fine. Go ahead and do that. those who have passed through the veil would probably more than welcome the company, and I don't see why they would have any problem with you being there and doing what you're doing. Don't do it after hours. I mean, obviously, you don't want to be in a cemetery that's locked up at night or closed for the night, because they may consider you to be trespassing. But if you can do it during the daytime too, that's fine. And actually, if you want, go ahead and take some small offering, whether it's flowers or some type of food or a drink with you. You know, take a thermos with you and use that and honor those people. Again, it's totally up to you on how you want to celebrate it. Us, as our circle, we would normally have the group here, and everybody would bring a picture of a loved one that has passed through the veil. We would set them up on the altar, and then we would go through the ritual of calling the quarters, and then I would actually give a little, recital of what we're actually celebrating this day, and then I would I usually hand out a little, I guess you would call it, trinket each and every Sabbath that we do, so that people have those memories. And this time around, it would have been a piece of obsidian. That's just the stone that I tend to, relate Samhain with the most out of any of the crystals. It's not the same thing we hand out every year. I do different little things every year. Like I'll make a little clay skull and decorate that and hand one out to each member. And then once we've gone through that process, then I have the help of one of our other circle members, and we actually act out the true death of the god. And with the horns and everything, I would be portraying the god, and then pass through the veil, sink down, and then what we would do is it would be dark, and then I'd go ahead and come back out around the circle and come back, and I'd announce, the god has passed, but have no fear, as I will be reborn as of Yule. And then we would do our cakes and ale, and then we would actually go through the process of dismissing the quarters, and then releasing the circle. Again, it's something that we couldn't do this year because of me getting sick. And I did, I know I said I took a COVID test this Tuesday, and I just got the results back tonight, so I'm negative for COVID. But with that, it actually took the time that I was going to use and get everything prepared for the Sabbath, and just kind of threw it out the window. We have people that when we come, everybody brings a dish so we can actually share, like a community dish, and it's a big feast afterwards. And with that happening too, with the big feast, everybody would make a plate for that loved one or the god, whichever if they didn't have somebody that they were honoring, you can make it for the god, and we'd put it outside in our yard and just leave it there for the night, and come what may, that's what it would be. So I've thrown a few ideas at you, and I know I've had an in-depth video on Samhain celebration a few weeks back, but I figured with it being the day before and tomorrow actually being Samhain, that you'll be able to actually do something to celebrate the day, whether you're new at celebrating, or a new witch, or a witch, or an established witch. Take the time and celebrate it, even if it's just something as simple as being able to take a walk into the woods and sit and listen. Anything that you can do that makes that celebration more personal to you. So, with that being said, I hope that everybody gets a chance in some way or another to celebrate, and everybody have a blessed Samhain. Graveyard Crowfather signing off. Blessed be all.